Something that I think we need to talk about more as we become a global community and as our digital careers take us in one direction or another that's nowhere near our home. And as we travel more and we kind of glorify the experience of traveling, that we really need to also talk about the stages of culture shock. Because I know I'm going through this currently, and this is very, very helpful. Because moving to a new country is more than just going somewhere, finding an apartment, and then settling down and being a tourist on your free time. There's a side to this that isn't as talked about. Typically, we just glorify all the good, but really, there's a lot of culture shock involved. So typically, we hear a lot about stage one, which is feeling positive, everything's new and exciting, and we can kind of feel that honeymoon phase of this new life of ours. But that typically only lasts for about 3 to 4 months before we adjust and a new phase introduces itself. Phase two is kind of the noticing of the real differences and the logistics behind the new change. Things like bureaucracy, where you might be hitting roadblocks, or there also might be a language barrier. So in stage two, it's really starting to hit hard of some of the more challenging pieces of your new life. And then we have stage three, which is where I'm currently at. You may be feeling homesick or depressed or angry or helpless. And I know for me, stage three is very, very difficult because you are experiencing feelings of loneliness and not having access to your support system. You might start asking yourself if you made the right choice or if it's time to go back to your home country. I know here too, there's also feelings of shame where, you kind of portray a certain life on social media where it's all like fun and glamour, but then there's also a reality of some of the hardship that comes with, moving across the world. And stages 1 through 3 can, on average, span even up to a year because it takes some time to really hit with what your life has become now. But then we go to stage 4, and this is more of we've really adjusted and started to implement coping mechanisms. We've really matured and leaned into the new host country. Maybe here you've learned some of the new language or you've made a few friends. And in 5, we finally get to you've accepted and embraced culture differences and you see your new host country as more of a home. Things are less scary, you're willing to put yourself out there more, and you can really start to see the internal development that comes with all of the challenges of moving to a new country. So it is really important to talk about the stages of culture shock because we usually just see the glamour side of travel and there's real life challenges here. So if you're thinking about moving to another country, as I'm sure you've thought about before, just really maybe even take a screenshot of this and see how you might actually react in each of these stages. And even though I'm right down here in 3 feeling that loneliness, I will say I still don't feel regret entirely. And that if you are considering of moving forward to another country, there's so much joy that still comes with it. So keep pushing on because the reward absolutely weighs out the risk.